To distinguish different types of emulsion, we perform certain tests. These are dilution test, dye test, conductivity test, and the last one is fluorescence test. Now we will see one by one each test to know how these tests perform, how these tests show the result. First of all, dilution test. Let's talk about dilution test. You have a sample of emulsion in which you add water and you will see there is no change. On the other hand, you will add oil on this sample, you will see the breaking of phase. This is the case of oil in water emulsion. So you can easily identify the oil in water type emulsion. Whereas in the other case, like water in oil type emulsion, what you will do, you add oil on that sample, another sample of emulsion. Then if you see there is no change, or when you add water on same sample, you will see the breaking of it. This is the case of water in oil type emulsion. So this is all about the dilution test, where you can easily identify the types of emulsion from this method. Next one. The next test is dye test, where you use scarlet red dye, which is soluble in oil. So it will show color with the oil phase. So let's have an example, like you have an emulsion sample and you place the sample on the microscopic slide, and you add a few drops of scarlet red dye, and you observe in the microscope. You will see two things. One is globule phase, another one is ground phase. If your globules are colored and grounds are colorless, this is the case of oil in water type emulsion. But if you see globules are colorless and grounds are colored, this is the case of water in oil type emulsion. Very simple, very frequent method to identify any types of emulsion in the dye test. In this method, you can also use water soluble dye like amaranth. Amaranth is a water soluble dye. The third test is conductivity test. Conductivity test. We know water is a good conductor of electricity. Therefore, we dip or place the electrode of positive and negative plate connected to the low voltage of bulb. If the bulb glows, this shows our emulsion have water as continuous phase. If it does not, then it is water in oil type emulsion, because oil acts as continuous phase in the second case. Fluorescence test. This is the last test. In this test, when you eliminate a substance like fixed oil with UV light, X-rays, visible light, these are the electromagnetic waves. So what will happen? The substance emits some kind of radiation having larger wavelength, and it will remain so as long as the stimulating radiation is continuously incidenting over it. And this is called fluorescing. And while doing this, we observe through microscope. What we gonna find? Again, we find either of the two things. Either the whole field is fluorescing, which indicates oil as continuous phase in emulsion, or on the contrary to this, the globules or droplets are fluorescing, which indicates oil as dispersed phase in water.